Hey guys, it's Ms. Phoebus, and I'm back with your last Algebra 1 EOC review, Day 15 EOC review. Here's problem number 61. Alright, so we have things with fractions. It's going to be okay. You are combining the inventory of the two stores, so they want you to add these pieces together. So if I have a 3g squared and a 1/2 g squared, that's going to end up being 3.5 or 7/2 g squared. Notice they all have 7/2 g squareds. So let's see, where are they different? These ones have a negative 4/5. C and D have a positive 4/5. Here we have a 15/4, and here we have a 4/3. So we do have to look at these a little bit more. Notice that store A does not have a G term, so it's definitely going to be a negative 4/5. So it's either going to be A or B. The question is, what happens when I add 7/2 and 1/4? So 7/2 plus 1/4. Let's get a common denominator. So we can have 14/4 plus 1/4 is 15/4. We're going to go with A as our answer. And you can probably tell that with the thirds. Here's problem number 62. All right, so what we have is we have a function already out in space. They want us to move left 4 units from where we are and down 2 units. So do not start here and go left 4 and down 2, because that is an option, okay? I need you to start here, go left 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and down 2. So here is our new vertex. Here is our new parabola. So that means we have a vertex at -2, 1. So that would mean we go left 2, looking like a +2, and up 1. D is our best answer. So be very careful, especially if they give you a function already out in space, that you move that function and not start at the origin and then try to figure out the equation. Here's problem number 63. Janelle has 5 gallons of paint. After painting 800 square feet of walls in her house, she has 3 gallons left. The graph below shows Janelle's situation. So they want us to try to figure out the equation. I guess that would have been helpful to have the equation of this line. So what is the slope, and then what does the slope mean? So let's figure out, can we figure out what the slope is? So from here we go down 2 and right, and this is in hundreds. So 2 over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 2 over, it's really 800, and it would be negative, right? -2 over 800. So I went down 2. So that's a -1 over 400. So I like A. A is looking good because it's got that -1 over 400, but D also has that. It does have a slope of -1/4 plus 5. I don't know why that would be -1/4 x plus 5. I don't know why that would be that way. The slope interpretation says this means that for every gallon of paint used, 4 square feet of area is painted. No. So let's look at A. I like it because it has the same slopes here. This means that for every gallon of paint used, 400 square feet of area is painted. Yeah, A is going to be the best option there. So focusing in on the slope helped us narrow it down. Here's problem number 64. All right, so you have not talked about box and whisker plots with me yet. It's happening very, very soon. I think it's even happening today. So let me walk you through a couple of things. So the very middle of this box and whisker plot, here and here, this is the median. And if you remember our 5-number summary that we talked about on Monday, this is Q1, this is Q3, should probably change colors. Let's do this. Here's Q1. Here's Q3. And then here we have the min and the max. So this is our 5-number summary, a graphic display of our 5-number summary. Some things that you can't see, you cannot see the mean, you can't see the standard deviation, things like that. Okay, now the other thing is you have quartiles. So here is the first quartile, the second quartile, the third quartile, the fourth quartile. First quartile, second quartile, third quartile, fourth quartile. So the 4 pieces, the whiskers and the box, break the data up into 4 different pieces. So now, what do you think the answer is? So we won't choose A. The means of the 2 sets of data are equal. We don't know what the means are. The lower quartiles of the 2 data sets are the same. I disagree because the min of this one goes a lot lower than the min of the 3rd period one. More students in 3rd period than in 5th period scored an 87 or above. Well, I'll go ahead and say we haven't talked about this yet, but they have the same number of students. So more students in 3rd period scored an 87. So here probably would be about 87. This would be 25% of the kids. Here would be an 87. This would also be 25% of the kids. So it's not C. Fewer students in 3rd period than 5th period scored a 70 or below. So here is 70 or below. So that's less than 25%. And then here's 70 or below. This is a little bit greater than 25%. Okay, so fewer students in 3rd period, so that's going to be D. D, there's a smaller number of kids that made a 70 in 3rd period than in 5th period. So box and whisker plots will be on the test. Please, at the very least, watch the video before the EOC. Please, please, please. Please, please. All right, here's problem number 65. All right, so we have to distribute the negative here and then combine like terms. So we got 2x squared plus 4x minus 6x squared plus 9 minus 6x minus 3. So I've got 2 minus 6 is negative 4x squared. I've got 4 minus 6 is minus 2x, and I've got 9 minus 3, which is 6. That's going to lead me to choose G as my final answer. And here is the last problem, number 66. All right, so there's a couple things we can do. You could put this in as a linear regression. The problem is that you do not have it in point slope form, so there would be an issue. You could also distribute and solve these for y. Which equation represents the same relationship? The thing that I would do is I would figure out the slope. It's got to involve a 12 somehow, and then check to see if I've got some of these points like 268 here and 20. 20 and 268 would probably, these negatives, when I go to plug them in, remember that they're going to be turned into positives. So the negative 20 is going to turn into a positive 20, but it's an x, so it has to be with x. So it's either got to be F or H. Can't be G or J. So what I want to do is I want to figure out the slope. So let's do, we'll do these 2 points. So we'll do negative 124 minus negative 40 over negative 8 minus negative 1. So that's over negative 7. So a negative 84 divided by negative 7 is a positive 12. So that's going to lead me to choose H. That's the best way I would approach it. But there are other ways. That's not the only way. You could also plug one of the points in and check to see is it true or not. That's another thing you could do. If it's not true, turn it up. All right, guys. I hope you're ready for the EOC. You're going to be okay. I promise. I promise, promise, promise. Okay? You've learned a lot. It's going to be okay. I'll see you tomorrow. At least some of you are going to be in the room with me taking the test. If you don't know where you're going, please let me know. And I wish you luck. And I love you so much. You have no idea. All right, bye. Bye, guys.